Before I forget any further, we have a whopping 1,226 eggs. I wonder if anything important happened that year. I'm gonna use those to upgrade our hero shot, as we're probably gonna be using that the most often. That'll improve its fire rate. And we're gonna need 1,000 for that. I could upgrade other weapons that we've collected, but they require 1,500 apiece, and I think this is just better. Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Splatoon 2. Last time, you're darn sloshin'. We learned about the slosher and got to have the attack of the giant paint bucket. This time, I think I'm gonna go up this way. Good, that's not a rail that I'm gonna put my head on. And shoot this one. We passed right by it earlier. Spinning campground. Ink me out, ink me in. Oh, this music sounds boppin'. I love this song. I could really use some more data on this weapon. Sheldon, you shouldn't have. I didn't immediately regret my decision. I picked the right one. Well, I guess if I can be arsed to use this hero shot that I just upgraded, who am I to decline the little crab? I was calling him a hermit crab though, but no, he is a horseshoe crab. Just gonna do that. Look at my better firing rate. I believe that this makes the hero shot equivalent to the regular splatter shot in a versus battle. So yeah, quite good. Pretty good weapon there. Hitting that will give us a meal ticket. So I have some rather uncommon lore about that. According to interviews and a Japan-only segment in the Splatoon 2 official art book, Krusty Sean accepting those tickets. You might wonder why the heck he doesn't just accept regular money in return for his food. It turns out that his restaurant, the Krusty Bucket, was so popular that it was causing problems for the shoal as he's stationed right outside, and he didn't want to give up his spot. So he worked out something with the Chamber of Commerce, allowing him to have these meal tickets as a universal form of currency in Inkopolis. I thought that was pretty funny for an explanation, and shows they put more thought into these characters than I think anybody would realistically expect them to with an online shooter game. It's one of those things that just makes Splatoon special and sets it apart from anything else. Speaking of those meal tickets, something else special about them was in 1.0. They forgot to make it so that you can't collect those again and again, and yeah, back then you could run these stages over and over again, collecting those meal tickets as often as you'd like, and just filling up on them. I heard stories of people maxing out their meal tickets at 999, anticipating that it was gonna get patched, or rather 99 of each one. I was never so lucky. I didn't have the foresight to do that, but some people did, and they're still using their meal tickets to this day to level up quicker. It's sort of a way that early players had an unfair advantage. That curling bomb got deflected like nobody's business. Oh god, hit it, hit it, hit it. It's a war of attrition. I keep shooting it and then they shoot it back. Die. Any enemy will die instantly to those. I should steal those and open an amusement park. I wasn't so lucky. I know that's an experience that a lot of people had around launch though. Hit that, I'll take you out. I'm gonna take you out. I swear I'm gonna take you out. Anything? No, I can't hit you with that, okay. What I'll do instead is go over this way, hop onto that, get the sunken scroll. Easy peasy collectibles today. I gotta say, maybe I played these stages out of order, so I only got myself to blame there. Throw the curling bomb, please. Thank you! Got a meal ticket, and I have both the Sardinium and the sunken scroll. We are good to just blast through the rest of the place. This is a fun place, actually. There. Gonna hit that one. Oh, baby, I see what we get to do. Die! You have been steamrolled. And, oh, we get to use the cannon. We got a turret here. I don't even think they can shoot you from this distance. It's kind of sad, actually. Hit that. I'll destroy the two sprinklers because they cause that to roll back up. I could probably hit the Zapfish from here. Yeah, I can. Okay. Hit that, hit that, hit that. Don't let it roll back up. Going up. Pow. Whoa. Right in the camera. What a fun level. So much movement around. Instantly killing enemies by being creative with the terrain. That was a good one. Show this to Krusty Sean while you're in the square. It'll be worth your while. Inkopolis holds its famous card game tournament once a year. This year, first-time entrant Jalfonzo appeared on the scene and promptly set about decimating the competition. He walked away with the first place trophy. I welcome anything that brings Jalfonso goodness, because he deserves the world and all of the goodness in life, and I must protect him. For some of the information, such as the Krusty Sean lore, I need to thank Splatoon Oracle and Lore Master, the Loracle? Rasakas, for suggesting so many topics that you'll hear in this video and beyond to me. Thank you so much. For now, we're going back to Inkopolis Square, where we're gonna learn about something new. Our topic for the day is gonna be a smaller one. Specifically, these dance machines out in front of the shoal. There's some other machines here too, but we can't really do anything with those. My personal favorite battle theme is Seasick by Despair. Let's play it. Devious doing that right away. I've messed up. I was gonna go until I messed up, but it happened sooner than I... No, that happened later than I thought. That's pretty good. There is a normal mode for every track in the whole game. And a hard mode! How anybody can even look straight while playing a rhythm game on this high of a difficulty, I will never understand. Look, I can't even tell what's going on, much less keep up with it. I know with practice it'll do that though, but I ain't got time for practice. So yeah, every single song in the game is in here. And you can also see which fictitious bands performed these tracks. Like, Despair would perform Kinetosis there. Sashimori performed Chop Screwy. There's a lot of fictitious bands in the world of Splatoon, and this is the only way that you really get to know about them. They have interesting character designs that I'm willing to bet most players never actually see. So here's a spotlight of all that cool artwork and all their album covers. It's quite similar to Taiko Drum Master, which I'm a big fan of. I love that series, and I play an arcade machine whenever I'm lucky enough to see one in person. This game is called Squid Beats 2, a sequel to the original Squid Beats. Unfortunately, out of all of the little Squid games, didn't realize that till I said it, in Splatoon 1, such as Squid Jump and Squid Racing, this was the only one to make a return. Now, if you're like me, and you went through these tracks and you're like, what the heck? I have over 1,000 hours on this game. How have I not unlocked like half of these songs? It's because many of them are unlocked through Amiibo, and we'll be going over that at a later time. So that's a fun little side mode. There are 84 different themes in this game, and you'd be kind of hard-pressed to find somebody who's done it all. There's a surprising amount of content in here. To my knowledge, there's no reward for 100%ing it, but it's there. It's a big amount of effort that they went through, and I'm willing to bet just because it's not on the main menu in Inkopolis Square, a lot of players never saw it. Not all of them have to be big, spectacular, exciting things that'll help you win in battles, so I thought I would just showcase this one for a change. With all that done and said, are you ready to learn? Let's get into the weapon of the day! A weapon I'm sure everyone has played at least once, the Aerospray MG! This is the extreme version of a turfing shooter, having the same range as the Splattershot Jr. with a higher spread shot, an insanely fast rate of fire, and tiny bullets that are easy on the ink tank with less damage. A downright puny 5-hit kill to be precise. This is an easy weapon to illustrate shot RNG with. All automatic guns shoot most accurately when the trigger is pressed, and bullets spread out as the trigger is held, since sustained fire usually means turfing is desired. This mechanic is especially pronounced on the Aerospray because it has such a large reticle, and it starts off with a 6% chance of shooting outward and quickly rises to 50%. Spray and pray leads to a lot of misses with this one, so don't approach in kid form. If they see an Aerospray, they're likely to just stay out of reach because it can't do a whole lot about that. For sure, the weapon wants to be stealthy when fighting, but I wouldn't call it an assassin weapon. With the rate of fire, even outright cuddling with your foe, it's still pretty slow to get 100 damage compared to pretty much any other shooter in the game. It is a lightweight, and while mobility is good in a fight, there are better battlers in the same weight class. The greatest reason to play Aerospray is to cover lots of ground and move all around while doing so to get frequent specials, because it isn't nearly as outclassed in that aspect. It's important to use the turfing together with mobility to reach the center of the map ASAP to coat it before the enemy team even arrives. There isn't much to say about the gun. It's pure turfing. If I may divert for a moment, I feel like a lot of new players tend to like this weapon because only Turf War is unlocked at first, it covers a lot of ground, and it shoots super fast. The scoreboard is based on turfing alone, so it often just hands first place to an Aerospray even if they didn't contribute much. Plus, it feels very powerful due to the rapid feedback as it shoots something. As a result, it feels a lot stronger than it actually is. This is not a rapid killing weapon at all. Its sub-weapon is the Suction Bomb. Many weapons outrange the Aerospray and plenty more will bully it. The Suction Bomb is a sustained spacing tool for retreat since it likes getting in, painting, and then ducking out. While not as good at pre-firing as pretty much any other shooter, it's still useful to throw a Suction Bomb before a sneak attack to avoid the enemy traveling in a way you don't expect. It's a pincer attack. In the way of core stats, Suction Bombs are costly, but an Aerospray generates a lot of shots on little ink, so it'll be able to keep doing a lot in these situations. We got a new special weapon here. Sort of. The Curling Bomb Launcher. A maximum of 12 curling bombs with every special. This might be the weirdest special of them all because it doesn't truly generate curling bombs, but instead look-alike bombs that operate on different rules. These curling bombs do not increase in size while the button is held and always move at a constant distance. Sure, cooking the bomb might not be as desirable when trying to spam them, but it does mean the special has less options than the sub version. Matching the main weapon, this is a painter special weapon, traveling a distance and covering lots of ground as it goes. This special is tied for being the rarest special, only possessed by this and a tent umbrella. With the Aerospray giving such a good paint job and the low cost of 160 points, it's definitely the better of the two to spam this with. It already wants to duck out when things get hot, and this gives it something to do from a safe distance, likely to cover the center of the map. Curling bombs take a long time to explode, so it can hold an area for a decent amount of time. Though the special is alright for coloring Splat Zones and popping the Rainmaker shield, the Suction Bomb Launcher is usually preferred due to the higher damage and being thrown rather than rolled. Some map terrain makes the special pretty useless. The Aerospray MG is an unpopular weapon choice for rank battles due to limited attacking options, low range, an outclass special, and just being very vulnerable while doing its job. Turf Wars and maybe a few Splat Zones maps that are flat and allow the curling bomb rush to spam are all it performs consistently in. Stages with open centers that allow for continuous swimming are a must. The effective main power-up on Aerospray is bullets that expand after touching the ground, not recommended. The effective special power-up on the Curling Bomb Launcher is increased duration. I actually recommend this. It only takes one more subslot for the potential for one more bomb. It's not great outright, but if your favorite movement gear already has it, why not? And also, I want to recommend a new ability for the Aerospray, Opening Gambit. For a main slot on a hat, this gives 4 subs of Ink Resist Up, Swim Speed Up, and Run Speed Up for the first 30 seconds of a match. The time increases by 7.5 seconds for every kill or assist it lands in those first 30 seconds. After that, it's gone for good. This ability is not the greatest. It's more of a gimmick suggestion, and comeback is absolutely preferred for a weapon that dies often. It just might be easier to reach the center of the map early and cover everything before anyone shows up in a turf war. It's pretty much the only time I even like this ability a little bit, so I wanted to give it its time. Next we move on to the gold, Aerospray RG. Its sub-weapon is Sprinkler. So, the main weapon isn't good at fighting, and the sub-weapon doesn't even try. Other than building special juice, the best use for this is bait for sneak attacks. Players go after sprinklers a lot, so using this to predict enemy movements is about the best offensive tool this kit has whenever it doesn't have its special, Baller. Every part of the Aerospray RG makes it easy to spam this special. With a special charge of 180 points, this is on the cheaper side of Ballers too. Plus, with the Aerospray being a lightweight, it gives the Baller inherently faster movement speed too, a pretty rare trait among Baller weapons. This kit wants to coat the ground to build specials within seconds, be stealthy about it when it can't accomplish that goal, and use the Baller to lead pushes when it otherwise couldn't. Its purposes are few, but very clear to see. For the maps, while it would seem like this would excel in Clam Blitz or Splat Zones due to the frequent Baller, I would recommend the Slosher Deco over it in pretty much any map. That weapon has the same combination of Sprinkler and Baller, is pretty good at turfing, and it fights a lot better. That's often seen as the best weapon for Baller spams, and it's stiff competition. I think the Aerospray comes in far more handy for Baller fans who play Turf Wars. And now, how strange that the bronze manages to be better than the silver and the gold. Aerospray PG! Let's be open here. you can tell I don't like the other two Aerosprays that much. All the weight in my words ends here, because the Aerospray PG is a good weapon. Parental guidance suggested. This is an Aerospray I would actually recommend stealthy play for pretty strongly, and that becomes apparent with the Burst Bomb. We're off to such a good start here. A Burst Bomb is cheap instant damage up to 60 on a direct hit and slaps the enemy with a movement penalty. So it essentially takes no effort to aim the Aerospray at them afterwards, since it's so easy to aim to begin with. Due to the economical bullets on the main gun, it's realistic to throw 2 Burst Bombs and still get a good number of shots afterward if you just want to make extra sure that you safely get to 100 damage. Throwing a Burst Bomb and following up with an attack seems like it could offset the bad damage of the main weapon, but even when removing the throwing motions, it's about the same amount of time to get the splat regardless of what combination you do things in. Use it to assure the enemy can't run or bop them with easy damage from a distance, not to soften them up for your own attacks. It's not always going to work out so quickly. Burst Bomb is an uncommon sub-weapon, and it gets to have more movement options. Not bad for a gun that can't fight directly very well. It's also just good cheap damage to throw at an already damaged foe so that it isn't necessary to fight directly. Use it to move all around or to attack from outside range. And Burst Bombs also match the Aerospray's high focus on turfing, making it easy to spam the Booyah Bomb! People of Inkopolis, raise your hands into the air for this new special weapon! This is a powerful special that involves the whole team working together. Upon activation, the user floats above their current position, becoming the center of attention, and is given a shield that lasts for 9 seconds or until losing 470 HP. Again, many attacks get damage multipliers against it, so it's more of an abstract concept. Just know that shooters and dualies are useless against it, but chargers, rollers, and fizzy bombs are quite strong against it. Train against different weapons to get a good idea of what's hard to tangle with. Mostly, I would look out for other specials, namely the Tenta-Missiles, Ultra Stamps, Ballers, Ink Storms, and Splashdowns. Splashdowns get an enormous 7.5 damage multiplier and will always destroy it on contact. Other than wait to die, the shield is meant to buy time for teammates to send their booyah energy to charge up for the titular bomb. Living teammates are rewarded with special charge for sending their positive energy. First to respond to the call gets 6 special points, second gets 3, third gets 2, fourth gets 1, and the 5th and final one gives 0.5. What goes around comes around. The minimum possible charge time for a booyah bomb is not well understood due to latency and human reaction time varying. But the user is free to do their own booyahs, and them spamming alone takes 3 seconds. And it will likely be faster than that as long as at least somebody chimes in. Without a single booyah uttered by anyone, it takes roughly 8.5 seconds to charge, just barely usable at all. Once the charge is complete, the Spirit Bomb may be launched, which destroys its own shield. The range on this is longer than any main weapon in the entire game. It travels rapidly to its destination, sits for 2/3 of a second, then expands to a larger size than a splashdown. The attack does 150 damage per second to anyone or anything touching it, coats the ground underneath, and diffuses any bombs caught in the area. It's a very obvious train of thought to compare this to Splashdown, since it seems like an objectively superior Splashdown, and... okay, maybe it is one. The advantages to picking Splashdown are less startup time, instant damage instead of damage over time, and bonus damage on certain objects. The Booyah Bomb gets no bonus damage, and its 150 damage per second is always consistent, which sounds bad, but it makes it simpler to use. No need to memorize all those other specials that get bonus damage against one another. On to throwing it, the desired destination must be within the user's line of sight, as it explodes with the first surface it collides with. This means it's functional cover for approaches and enables your own team to easily shoot the fleeing squids. Of course, once it's over, it leaves the holder pretty vulnerable unless the bomb was thrown at their feet. This is a useful special for both offense and defense, very safe to use if the enemy team doesn't have an outright counter against it, and one that you should get used to whenever you play the Aerospray or not. It gets everyone's attention, both changing enemy behavior and letting your team know it's time to get going. Once thrown, it's very likely to color in a splat zone, give cover to teammates to move forward, or just force enemies away from a given point for a while. Sure, you should use it at the last seconds of a turf war to score some extra points. I might not list every situation for every mode, but it's plain to see this is a very safe and strong special no matter the mode. Straight up, people play the PG just to get this special all the time. It's the easiest, most spammable one in all of Splatoon 2 at 190 points on such a good turfing weapon. Seriously, there's not much need to attack directly when you can just focus on building special points in safe places to contribute this thing so frequently. There's a reason this shows up in ranked far more than the other two variants. Absolutely consider it if Booyah Bomb is your favorite special. There are only 5 weapons that have Booyah Bomb, so this having it at all is already a pretty big plus. Maps with more open designs or single large splat zones are what I would recommend the highest. It needs to be able to throw that Booyah Bomb in as many cases as possible. The effective special power-up on Booyah Bombs is slightly reduced charge time, faster throwing, and higher damage. The returns are small and not worth it over plenty of other abilities that you could be running just fine. Run speed up, swim speed up, and special charge up together are the backbone of this entire weapon. Where are we going straight to this time? The editor kind of already made that joke by having arrows at the beginning of the bio. Our regular battle stages are not what we care about today. I could shoot the propellers all day here. Whee! You might want to think about shooting the other team every now and then. That's a good one. And these are the current ranked battle stages. Splat Zones, Kelp Dome, Camp Triggerfish. Hey, did you know I designed this stage back in the day? Yep, your parents own the place, right? Oh, they have the captain's hat in stock. I hate that captain's hat. They frickin' ruined it in this game. You'll understand what I'm talking about another time. It's implied that Pearl is fabulously wealthy, or at least her family is, and that's what she's from. So there's an instance of that. I think it's the first one that we've seen. I am the boy who goes skating in the winter. Yes, with shorts on. I was poor. Camp Triggerfish. Not the most different map when it comes to how Splat Zones works. I'd like to actually, win a game of Splat Zones. This is my favorite ranked mode, and I've spoken high praises of it before. Ride that to the center, all the way to the bank. I'm just gonna color this in as I pass on by. You guys should have it just fine. I find that usually that rushing the objective is not always the way to go. Oh God. What are you doing? You are just camping back there, not doing anything other than mildly annoying me and then running away. You got over there fast too. I'm kind of impressed actually, but I guess it's what happens when you're playing a brush. Fast you can get around the map. It was such an epic duel, and I got screwed there. I'm just gonna jump over this way. I need to color in some areas. We got control. Jeez, 10 of missiles looked like they were aiming for me and not the other person they were supposed to be targeting. I'm gonna hit... I see you going for that, so I'm gonna hit my burst bomb with that so that you can't use that ink rail for a few precious seconds while I'm over here building up my special. Wanted to do that. You can just be a troll with that. I love it. I went up there. I can intimidate you, though. Yeah, let's just keep him away. Control, get a few more points. Is there anyone? I can disable that, I guess. Oh, whoa. So far, no last-ditch effort. Not that I'm complaining. That means that we have been in control. Gonna hit you with a burst bomb. Thank you for finishing him off. Thank you. If you're gonna go down, always chuck a burst bomb. If you're using Ink Saver Sub, or in my case, if you've activated your last-ditch effort, you should be able to just throw them all the time and have them in more situations. That's the other thing about Ink Saver Sub, is that in addition to it making your stuff combo better, the fact that it's just available to you in more situations and you're not gonna be told that you're out of ink whenever you just have to use it right now, that's another reason why it's a good ability. Nice one. Got a trade. There's a guy on our base. In the battle of peanut butter versus jelly, who do you believe is victorious? A tagline for an inspirational new movie based on a true story. Be about George Washington Carver's life. Get over there. Oh, jeez. Okay. Freaking. It's a gritty reboot of the invention of peanut butter. Come on. Oh, God. I'm gonna get you up there. You can't attack from up on a ledge like you're... Maybe you can, actually. Alright, swing your partner round and round. Here we go. Oh. Freaking auto bombs just all the time. I'm gonna go over this way. Screw it. I need to be making some progress. I need to be doing something, and I'm just not. Everywhere I go, these auto bombs. Auto bombs might not be immediately threatening, but they sure stay in effect for a long time. Pow! We're in control. Good, good. Gotta get our counter down if we're gonna do much of anything. I'm gonna get out of here because this is dangerous. This is a bad place for me to stand. Oh, no, 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 no. Touch up, touch up, touch up. Go, go, go. I'm gonna lay low here for a sec. Come on, little friend. Come on, little friend. You know you want to. He knows I'm there. Why did I do that? That was the stupidest thing I could have done. And I did it anyway. Come here. I'm gonna get my revenge on myself. God, that means I'm gonna lose. Oh, no, got him. Good. In control once again. All is right in the world. Build up some precious special points. We just gotta get control a little longer. It's gonna be a 1-point victory if we do it. Control, that's okay, that's okay, that's okay. I got my special! Got my special! Got my special! Getting way too into this, and I love doing that. Oh, no, 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 no! Come on, no! Not like this, not like this, not like this, not like this! I had my special and everything, and I painted in the... Okay, we left. Okay, that was kind of funny, not gonna lie. You guys up there. Annoy the crap out of you. Not getting any benefits from my ability still, so I can't spam my burst bombs quite as well as I could. Whoa! 3, 2, 1. There it is! Had to happen sometime, didn't it? (62 to 45). That's what I love about Splat Zones. Every team gets to score a little bit. It's so rare that you ever have a curb stomp unless there's a disconnect right at the beginning of the fight. 4 kills, 4 specials. I did my job. I didn't need to slay. I needed to be special spamming is what it was. I am about to rank out of S+ if I don't start playing better, so I really need to buck up my ideals. Kelp Dome Splat Zones. A personal favorite map of mine. Just a really, really fun one. We got, oh, a Nautilus and a Splat Charger. They got a heavy Splatling and an English. Okay. I'm just kind of looking for potential problem weapons. So this map changes a lot based on the current mode, where you have this whole sniper perch here with a ramp right at a spawn. It makes it so that super jumping isn't really such a big deal despite how big of a map this is, unless there's a place that you just specifically want to go to. At a spawn, I usually don't on this map, and it makes it so that chargers are able to play on this one a little bit more, because normally this is not a charger-centric map at all, where it's kind of awkward. You got to be up close to the action to really get much done. And speaking of that, if you're not able to apply a lot of pressure at one time, this massive zone right in the middle can be quite hard to take over. Oh, whoa, they're gonna totally, no, they didn't take control. Oh, no, you don't. I know how dangerous you are if left unchecked. Come on. Where are you? I don't like where I am right now. I'm not in my happy place, guys! Where did... I'm just gonna go spot! Ah! I knew he was there and I lost track of him. I thought he... Honestly, I thought he did go back there. I thought he was trying to play me by turning into a squid where there was no ink. I've seen that done before to really good effect. We got a nice lead up to start us off, though, but we're gonna need to pick it up. You see what I mean about how they got so many places to stand and everything? Without some kind of really big push forward, we're not gonna be able to do much. Like so. Oh! No. So I'm down. Sploosh is what I say to myself there. We have a squid beacon in our team, which is not going to help us that much. It could still be helpful, it's just not as helpful as it would be on other maps. I don't trust this ink brush. I know he's sharking. Or he's not? Okay. Hitting my head on this. guy's tagged. Hit the pole. The worst throw ever of all time. My last-ditch effort is active now, thankfully, so my stats should be pretty high. I can spam my burst bombs a lot more. Speaking of which, that's how I brought him down. I was pretty sure I was gonna die challenging a Clash Blaster at close range like that. Not like I had much of a choice in that situation. We're not in control. What? We had so much of that colored in. What happened? Okay, well, you guys are picking up the pieces for me. This freaking ink brush. I called you a good weapon this time around. Why are you so angry at me? Shouldn't you be happy that I'm not dunking on you like you had so badly in times of old? Need to not make myself so obvious. That was on me. That heavy splatling was not worth challenging in that situation. This game could be over any second, so I better talk about my equipment spread. I decided to go with Last Ditch Effort as an alternative to Ink Saver Sub because I expected there being a lot of back and forth. It did nothing for me in that last match, but now my stats are sky high. I can spam double burst bombs if I want. I went with Special Charge Up because that's how I'm best used, is spamming my special from out of bounds. And of course, Swim Speed Up, because why would you not? I went with a little bit of Ink Resist Up on my sub slots there, just because that can help when you least expect it. With burst bombs, though, it might not be too helpful. I'm gonna ink this hallway, try to get my special up, because we need to stop them from scoring right freaking now! Get in, get in, get in. Okay. Get in? No. Hey guys, I ranked out of S+ in the very next game. I got level 69 off of that. I don't deserve the honor. I wanted to end this one by thanking everybody for sending in artwork because wow, there has been a lot so far. It's been amazing to see the things that you've created. Meow. Looks like you raised your level. As a special bonus, here's one super sea snail. Thank you, Jed. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. There's been some real great stuff in there. But that's all for now. Next time on Splatoon 2, we're going to be... Oh god, we're seeing that weapon? Not a great weapon class, and an even worse weapon is a part of it. See you guys then!